I look at the car traffic. I want to see how bad that is. And actually, the car traffic is fantastic. It's extremely light. It's probably not even 30 minutes there. And then so, well, there's a couple lines that are a little longer than the others. And so, like, those guys weren't smart enough to come around this side. And then so, even for them there, that's not too bad. So, it's empty. Like the Tijuana River, known for the roaring rapids. It's a storm runoff, but getting very little rain down here. So yeah, things appear really quiet right now, but I think Tijuana, these guys are all getting ready to go back to school this next week. And then so with it being a little bit warmer, I think we're going to have a pretty quiet day. It'll actually be a good day to kind of drive around if there's no traffic next week. Yeah, and so, these amigos, right? And they know my bus needs a little work. And then so, everybody's waving. You feel like a movie star? But you can still get some really good work done for relatively cheap compared to America. But I really enjoy driving down some of the side streets, but not to see the old Volkswagens. It wasn't too long ago you didn't want to drive down through here because that's where you'd find all the trouble. Now, you want to know where a good Mexican restaurant is? Look for where the Mexicans are hanging out. Right? Puerto Rico? Over there to the right. Puerto Rico, have you guys ever had a fish taco?
Like right here?
Did you have one in San Diego? You like it?
It was good.
It's good. That's the real deal right there.
Yeah.
You can get better.
I'm saying I bet these are better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ceviche? You like ceviche?
I love ceviche.
And then so like getting a police escort. This guy here, he's selling ice cream. And so I'd stop and get some ice cream from him. Or you come over here, eat what the penguins are eating. What do penguins eat? Shrimp, calamari, clams, oysters, ceviche. And with the fish, you just gotta give it. But I want to go hang out with the Mexicans. So let's take you over here another block or two. And you're gonna find a lot more of the locals hanging out, buying what? Practical things like shoes. Zapatos. Right? Plaza del Zapato. Zapatos? Shoe store, shoe store, shoe store. So you can find some actually decent clothing prices over here. You need a little more street smarts if you come this way. But up this main drag, Constitution, this is where more of the locals are hanging out. And then this part of the city is actually so much nicer than it's ever been. They've actually got streets, sidewalks, traffic lights. And the one thing you might not be noticing, you notice how there's like no street vendors back here? And you go over here another block, you see the guys in the booths? So they've made it illegal for the street vendor and the taco vendors to be hanging out in the center part of town. And so they no longer can hang out in Revolution, Mexico, like Puerto Rico. Will you help me? I don't know. And so, but I like these little corner places. And then so the little fruit stands and then the taco places like inside there. And it might be a little hot and stuffy, but you gotta find those little holes in the wall where the people are hanging out. And I can see the little arcade there to the left. I think it's an arcade. I don't know. But you can kind of see how it's real quiet over here. Not much going on. You see some of the older, like, apartment buildings up there. And then so, are you really going to come over here? Probably not, but that's why I'm showing you what it's like over here. So you don't really have to wander off too far. But you'll see. You go 1 or 2 blocks any different direction, and whether it's worth going or not. You can look down the street there to the left, and it's a brand new street working on the concrete and all of that. And so there's some new places going in. If you guys go anywhere, come down here towards the church. And see how there's more street vendors with some of the food and stuff? There's another good bakery just this side of the church. But the church, Our Lady Guadalupe, oldest church in Tijuana, well over 100 years old. Primarily religion in Mexico, Catholicism. And so you can go inside the church. You can take photos in the church. You're buying and selling stuff. And so a lot of these guys grew up in the streets down here selling chewing gum, chiclets, and different souvenirs and stuff to the Americans. And then so they don't really have a skill or profession. This is all they really know. So what they're doing now is they go into America, San Diego, LA. Here comes a tricycle. Look at that guy. He looks like he's an American guy surviving, getting chased by the police over here. Yeah. And then so, yeah, I'm the only bus driver ever to bring a bus over here. And so, but unlike the sole survivor, so why not? I haven't been shot at yet. And then, but yeah, if I need a bed, I come over here and get a bed versus using, I'll shut up. Anyways, what was I saying? Commerce or trade. So they go into San Diego, they go to the yard sales, they buy all the stuff, and then they bring it down here and resell it. And then so, grew up on the streets, basically selling stuff. You look down the way, you can see how it gets kind of quiet. Let's take you down here through the neighborhood. They're kind of looking out for us. You take a look around. Is there any tourists? No. And then, but yeah, is this the nicer part of Tijuana? No. And but this is closer to that older shanty town. So you see these little apartments and through here. And these guys, they might be poor monetarily, but they're really rich in spirit, very warm, very hospitable. But that's where, if you come over and hang out with these guys, they're awesome. I think so. And, but yeah, you certainly need a little more street part. See this street here? They're trying to fix it up. Look, the guy's going the wrong way. Oh, okay. He's just going to the gas station. But they put in the sidewalk, and this is like the oddest thing for me. And it's like, really? A lot of money for what? They put in the little booth and put in the street lights here to probably lighten it up at night, because there was probably a lot of problems down here. And so put in the trash bins, and then, but obviously they still have problems with the trash down here. Not enough, too much trash. And then so, and once again, when I tell you, this is nice. This is actually so much nicer than it's ever been. See how the flagpole's up there? So the streets run your basic grid pattern. You won't get too lost, but I'm pretty sure Rhode Island, you're not going to be wandering down here, are you? All right. Are you glad we drove through it at least?
Yes.
Yeah, you want to see it? So Puerto Rico doesn't have anything like this, does it?
I mean, everywhere has
Everywhere.
Yeah.
All right. So there's the flag. That's where we came in. That dry desert wasteland, that's the United States. That looks promising. Yep. That's America. And then so we're now back on the bottom side of the arch. And then once again, they fixed this up with palm trees in here and really kind of created a nice little plaza. And so it's pleasant, but there's really nothing to shop and see except for maybe a photo of the arch. So if you guys come anywhere, come just on this side left. Not Carl's Jr., Hotel Caesars. You know it's nice, why? It's got white linen on the tables. Pretty classy right there. And there's some nice stores like the Emporium over there. He's got some stained glass. These guys in here with some home furnishings. And then right here where I parked the bus, this guy at Ray's, he's got a really nice store. And then so, I think you guys...
What have you been doing? Everybody here? Are you guys here?
Yeah.
Hey, Antonio. Antonio.
Why you take your...
Hi, everybody. Hello. One more time. Hi, everybody. Hello.
Hey.
Para bailar la bamba. Para bailar la bamba se necesita una poca de gracia. Everybody clap, come on. Uno, one. Everybody clap.
seconds in the whole dance.
Arriba y arriba. Arriba y arriba y arriba iré. Yo no soy marinero y galito. Soy marinero, soy galitas. Everybody.
Yeah, I gave him the tip.
The drums are out there.
Chico gave him the tip. Oh. One more song.
Hey, and let's all just hit Mexican Cuckoo Rush. Everybody. Oh. Una cucaracha pintaira le dijo una colorada, ahí vámonos a Tijuana a pasar la temporada. Una cucaracha, una cucaracha. Everybody. La 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 la. Cucaracha, la cucaracha. One more time. La 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 la. Okay, one more time. Guantanamera, ira, 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 Guajire, Guantanamera. Come on, amigos, everybody behind. Guantanamera, Guajira, Guantanamera. México lindo y querido, si muero lejos de ti. México lindo y querido, sí, si muero lejos de ti. Que digan que soy dormido y que me traigan a ti. Everybody. Guantanamera, Pampepe, Guajire, Guantanamera, y canta alegre, Guantanamera, irá, Guajira, Guantanamera, come on, Mike. Everybody, come on. Guajire, Guantanamera.
Give him that.
Thank you very much. Hey, I remember before it happened. Yeah, nothing water or anything.
But the name wetback, have you ever heard of that? The Mexicans, it's kind of a derogatory. The wetbacks, because they swim across the river to come to work. The wetback, yeah. I like the, back in the day, this is bad, but the guys from Italy, the wops, the without papers, that's bad. And I'm actually Polish, what do they call the Polacks? Well, Polak jokes were like bad blonde jokes back in the day. And this is kind of new here. I think that's a little mini golf thing. I don't know. It just looks like something you might find on the beaches down there. You can't figure it out. It looks like a little festive kind of like party atmosphere. And it looks like they're trying to add on or build to it. Look, IHOP from Tijuana. But yeah, you got the new hospital over there. And much nicer part of the city, huh? How come I took you slumming around over on the other side? It's Obamacare is still better than what we've had for those that didn't really qualify. Yeah, you got to sign up for it. You don't really have to qualify, but the government will match depending on how much you make out of the year. They pay, like for me, they pay about half of what my policy is. So my policy prior to that, I was paying about $300 a month, and then my company was paying maybe $75 to whatever plan. Now with Obamacare, my company doesn't pay anything, and the government pays half of it. and then based on your wages for the year, and then amount. Now I got a better policy with a zero deductible, because prior it was an 80/20. So, right. Yeah, it's still 20% for me. It's like way too expensive now. I guess. So that's one of those things. I don't want to know the real answer to that. I don't think I have anything covering me here in Tijuana driving this bus. And then so it's one of those questions that I've never probed. I don't know. I don't want to know the answer. And so yeah, I don't want to get shot in an accident down here. Run over. And then, but yeah, you can see all of Tijuana on the other side over there. If there was a more affluent area to live, that's where the casino would have been. And then so there is a Marriott over there that rents for about $160 a night. That's expensive. That's high class for Tijuana. And then, but there's a country club over there, a tiny little golf course. And then that's where the racetrack is still in operation. No longer doing thoroughbred racing in the past 3 years. And then the razor wire will show you where the Mexicans are actually jumping the fence. Matter of fact, here to the right, this wall, as we come around the corner, you're going to see there's a new barbed wire fence at the top of it. And you'll see how if when the sun hits it, it's kind of reflective and shiny. The same over there to the left. Keep an eye on the fence, and you'll see where the sun reflects off of it. It'll show you where the Mexicans are off of the fence. So there's a spot just there to the left. You can kind of see how it's bent down. And then, basically, if there's a will, there's a way. They're still going to get in the U.S. And there's a popular spot up here to the left underneath the cameras, the surveillance tower. And you'll notice the barbed wire, it's really doubled up and all mangled up. And, is that someone sitting in the road ready to make a run for it? They don't look too good, do they? And so, you see the barbed wire? This is a common spot for the Mexicans to jump the fence right underneath the camera. They can see the cameras are looking down the length of the fence, and they know there's nothing else watching them underneath the tower. And so they hop the fence right there. And I'm like, they're pretty clever. If there's a will, there's a way they're getting in. And then, but, oh, yeah, maybe 50 feet, you know, half a foot football, right? And then, but, yeah, I kind of call that no man's land. It's actually U.S. territory. The U.S. Customs agents are usually in between the two fences patrolling it. They actually hope to find these guys trying to sneak in here to save their lives. But now you can see the high deserts up there. And so they'll go out through the high desert. When the sun goes down, they'll make a run for it. That's like, really? Yeah. And then so they basically go out with just a couple of days worth of food and their water. They're lost for days on end. What's killing them primarily is dehydration. How hot was it in Arizona? It was pretty hot. 110, 109. You need kind of like a gallon's worth of water just kind of hanging out in the shade. Is there any shade out there? No, to survive. And so they'll make that trek. And then during the winter months, hypothermia, you see some border patrol agents over there. You can just see the roofs of the car in between the two fences right underneath the tower. And so, I don't know if you can see that, but you can just barely see the roofs. There's two of them kind of talking. Right? You guys ever see the program Border Wars? National Geographic Channel, Nat Geo? I think there's 3 of them in there. And then, but yeah, kind of cool. And then there's the airport. Coming up, they're proposing building a new pedestrian crossing over here so we can drive down here, park on the U.S. side, then walk into Tijuana to catch a flight further into Mexico. And I think that's going to be a good thing for us to take cheaper flights you know, Mexico City, Cabo, Cancun, those places. And hopefully it'll alleviate some of the traffic at the border. And so, I was just here yesterday and see how all the dirt's kind of piled up over there. I think that's where they're going to start building something. And you can see a lot of the billboards and advertising. Tegati's a local beer. Tegati's a brewery company that's out here just a little further east. That's the next city over. But hypothermia, dehydration, the common ways these guys die, let alone some of the accidents and some of the foul play. So just this last weekend, or just 2 days ago, there was 2 guys that died in the back of the trunk of a car. And then there was an American guy that was trying to smuggle them from Tijuana over. And I guess the guy is getting like 20 years in prison for killing these guys. And then like a $35,000 fine. It still seems minimal. But they're enforcing some stricter policies to say, hey, they're no longer messing around. And it's like, the Americans are like, hey, they're not going to do anything with me, nothing serious. But they're really trying to kill the mind. And then, but since we've been securing the border since 9/11, the terrorists are coming in. They figured this is where the Mexicans are coming in. This is where these guys are going to go, the terrorist threats. And so, my opinion, the Mexicans kind of just been caught in the middle of it.